And we are live. This is it. Yeah. So, yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to the second ZONEofTECH live stream. I've done the previous one last month in October. This is the second one. And that's pretty much the plan. I want to do a live stream at the end of every month, every Saturday of the last month. I feel like this is a better way to interact with you guys rather than, doing an offline Q&A. So, yeah, let me know if you think this is a good idea or not, and I'll keep doing these. Again, one live stream at the end of every month. So there's a bit of a delay between what I say and your comments. So I think there's about 30 seconds or so. So if it takes me a while to reply to your comments, then yeah, that's why. But yeah, welcome everyone. Hey, a lot of you are joining in. One live stream every week. I don't think I can do that. I can do one every month, every Saturday. But yeah, cool. So thank you all for joining in. Thank you. Hey Shay, I'm good. Thank you. What do you think of the iPhone XR? My full review of the iPhone XR is coming in, I believe, 2 weeks. I've actually scheduled that. As in, I haven't made a video yet, but it's on my list for 2 weeks from now. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. Yeah, sorry for moving this to today. So this was scheduled for yesterday, this live stream, but I was really tired. I needed a day off, like a day to just rest, and now I'm feeling so much better. MacBook Air versus MacBook Pro, NOV Rager asks. To be honest, you changed shirts. This one is cool. Yeah, I got some new shirts. What do you think of the Apple AirPods 2? Kodrine asks. Kodrine. Well, they should be out by Christmas, so they should be out before Christmas. The second generation AirPods, and the main feature would be Siri support, so you'll be able to say the "Hey Cindy" command and just activate the AirPods. I'm just reading through your comments. Hey, we have some new members. Hey guys, welcome. So how's the audio first? How's the music? How's the audio? I'm still trying to balance everything. So in the previous live stream, the audio was just mono, so you could only hear me from, I believe, the left speaker, but now you should be able to hear me in stereo. I changed the mic. iOS versus Android. They both have advantages and disadvantages. Mac Pro, will it ever come again? Yeah, Apple's working on a brand new Mac Pro for 2019, so that's coming in 2019. Yeah, audio is okay. House tour. I'll be doing an office tour, maybe even a house tour, an apartment. I live in an apartment tour. Both speakers here. Okay, cool. Music can be up a bit. So do you want me to increase the music, the volume? Okay, how's this? Now it's a bit louder. OnePlus 6T or iPhone XR? Depends on what you want. Do you want a good camera? If you want a really good camera, then go for the XR. If you want a better display and a better design, then go for the OnePlus 6T. So it's really up to you. I think I would go for the 6T. But again, it depends on what you want. Audio on iPad Pro. Hey, you're watching. Yeah, let me know if you want me to decrease the music volume if you think it's too loud. Why don't you ever go to hands-on events? I actually did go to quite a lot. I mean, not a lot of events, but I did go to quite a few up until last July. The thing is, if you go to events, and most of these events, you have to go to them and you have to do a lot of coverage. So some of them even require you to do 2 videos. And I feel like I could never do that coverage at the quality I'm happy with if I'm all by myself, if you know what I mean. So, and most of the time is just a waste of time going to these events. Because you just go to those events, you do the coverage, and in most cases you don't even get the device. So yeah, that's why I don't really go that often, but I'll try and go more often when I get more time. Are you in the UK? Yep, I'm based in the UK. Come to Lahore. Yeah, maybe one day I'll be going to Pakistan. What about the Galaxy Flex? So the Galaxy X, the Galaxy F. I made a few videos on that. I'll actually try to link those. Let's see, cards, add a card, video, Galaxy X. Let's see if I can give you guys a card on the last video. There we go. That was actually announced. So the Galaxy X was officially unveiled by Samsung. In terms of the actual phone, yeah, in terms of the Galaxy Flex, I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because it looked very, very thick at the event, and I don't know. I'm really curious to see if it's gonna sell, because the rumored price is around $1,800, which is almost double the price of the iPhone 10. So that's crazy. I don't think a lot of people would be buying it. And then obviously it's so expensive because it's something new. The display is really difficult to manufacture and a lot of internal components. So we'll see if it's gonna do well. Since the iPhone XR isn't selling as expected, will the price of the iPhone XR 2019 be lowered? No, I don't think so. Apple hasn't lowered their price in I don't know how many years on any product, so they keep increasing the prices, which kind of sucks, because if you look at Steve Jobs' era, when he was the CEO, all new iPhones and even the Macs, they were getting better every year, especially the iPhones, but in most cases they were even getting cheaper. And now they are getting better, don't get me wrong, but they're getting way more expensive, and Apple's even removing stuff. Like with the iPhone XS, some people say that, oh, the iPhone XS and the iPhone X is the same price, but actually it's not. The XS looks to be the same price, but it's more expensive because they removed the headphone jack adapter, for example. New iMacs. Yeah, new iMacs would be coming in 2019. Yeah, we haven't had a design on a new iMac. We haven't had a brand new iMac design since 2010, I believe. From the front, at least. Or even 2009. Yeah, 2009. Apple or Samsung? Depends. Really depends on a lot of things. What about AirPods 2? Again, those are coming by December, before December. iPhone XR or iPhone 10. iPhone 10, definitely. Is the iPhone SE2? Oh, speaking of the iPhone SE2, guys, I'm doing a video today, so this is just, a live stream, but I'm also uploading a video on the iPhone SE2, and that's coming out at 9 p.m. UK time. So basically 4 hours from this moment, that video will be going live. So yeah, definitely hit the bell icon, notifications, that kind of stuff, and stay tuned for the iPhone SE2 video updates on that. We have a few updates, a few things that I want to cover. How do you feel about the MacBook Pro with Vega graphics? Oh, okay, this is a good one. So the thing is, I had a 2016 MacBook Pro, which I bought in 2016 when it came out, because it was a huge deal. And so I bought it in 2016. It was maxed out, and it was okay at the beginning for like a week, and then I don't know, things started happening. For example, my speakers broke like completely in, I don't know, the first 3 months. The keyboard was just trash. It was really, really bad. It was making popping noises. I had GPU issues, display issues. I had a list of 10 big issues with that MacBook Pro. And the thing is, since that was my main machine, I couldn't just leave it to the Apple Store. I can leave it at the Apple Store for 2 weeks because I needed that machine. So anyway, I spoke to Apple, and it took me about a year, I'm not even joking, a full year, until they actually fixed it by giving me a 2017 model. So, and the 2017 was perfect, don't get me wrong. Like, I had no issues with that. No keyboard issues, no popping noise issues. The 2017 MacBook Pro was perfect. And then the 2018 came out, and that was a really big improvement from the 2017. 6 cores. The 560X was actually a pretty noticeable improvement, and then 32 gigs of RAM, a True Tone display, T2 processor. So what I ended up doing was I bought a maxed out, aside from the storage, I got a 1 terabyte model. So I got a maxed out 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro at the end of July, so end of July, beginning of August. And then literally 2 months later, in October, at the event, Apple released an updated MacBook Pro with Vega graphics. I'm shaking the cam. Sorry about that, guys. The desk. So you should see my setup. The thing is, I'm using a webcam because I cannot have my GH5 connected to my MacBook Pro for live streaming. It doesn't work that well. So I'm using a webcam, the Logitech C190. I think that's the model. And I actually have my MacBook Pro on a box, so that's why it's a bit shaky. So sorry about that. I'll try and not touch the desk or the box. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the MacBook Pro. So has the membership count gone up this month? I think so. Yeah, I'll cover that in a second. But yeah, in terms of the 2018 MacBook Pro, so Apple, literally 2 months, guys, 2 months after, or 3 months after they updated the 2018 MacBook Pros, they released another model, another GPU option. So it's not a completely new laptop, it's still the 2018 MacBook Pro, but you can now upgrade the GPU even further with the Vega 16 and the Vega 20. And the Vega options are so much better than the 560X, so it's a new GPU architecture, it's Vega versus Polaris. So they're so much better. And that's annoying. Like, Apple could have just said, they could have just told everyone in July that, oh, guys, if you just wait 3 more months, we're gonna update the GPU heavily. But they haven't said that. So I bought it, and yeah, it sucks. I've spoken to Apple a few times. I tried getting my MacBook Pro returned and literally paying Apple to obviously upgrade the Vega 20 to the Vega 20, but they said no, so. Yeah, they said no. So I'm stuck with my, I mean, I could always sell it, but it's not that easy to sell a £4,000 MacBook Pro. Yeah, this thing was crazy expensive. Have you heard of the Red Hydrogen 1? Yeah, I did. It's a pretty bad phone, really expensive, horrible camera. I don't really have anything good. I haven't used the phone, obviously, but from what I've seen, I don't think I have anything good to say about that phone. Not even the design looks good. Have you had any Bluetooth connectivity issues with the iPhone XS Max? Not really. Not really. Can you please talk about the Galaxy S10 Lite? Probably make a video covering that. Dude, what was the thing YouTube gave you? Was it anything functional? Well, Muskini 99. Watch the video. It was a play button, so that was it. It was the brand new 100k subs YouTube play button. Done a video on that. That was actually Friday's video. Would you like to see mouse support for gaming on the iPad Pro? Not for gaming. I mean, yeah, kinda, but you need keyboard for that. So, but honestly, I would love to see mouse support on the iPad Pro. That's one of the main things that it's missing. Like, if it had mouse support, that thing would be so much better. But it doesn't, so it's not. Speaking of the iPad Pro, guys, I have a few devices here. So there we go. Brand new 2018 iPad Pro. There we go. I do like it, honestly. Let me just... Okay, so unlock this baby. So I do like it, but I mean, it's obviously the best iPad yet. BBC News. Oh Jesus, I'm getting so many notifications. Anyway, so I do like this iPad, but it's one of those things where it's still an iPad and it's more expensive than before. It is better than before, but it's way more expensive, and it's still just an iPad, and you're limited in terms of what you can do. Yes, you can edit 4K video on this thing, but you're so much slower doing that than, you know, doing the same thing on a laptop. So I don't see why you would edit 4K video on an iPad when you could do the same thing much faster on a MacBook Pro, Dell XPS, and so on. How's the LG G7? I haven't used the G7, to be honest. I've used the G6, G5, G4, G3, G2, G1. If your channel got shut down now, how crushed would you be? Pretty crushed, obviously. Pretty crushed, yeah. Asus ZenBook or MacBook Air. It depends on what you want it for. I've recommended the ZenBook to a lot of people, actually. It's a really good laptop, and I do have my MacBook Air here. I have quite a few laptops on my desk. I wish I could just show you. I mean, honestly, I could. I could just take the camera. Yeah, I could just take the camera. Yeah, let's try and do that. So there we go. So, I don't know if you can see, but I have my iPad Pro, a few iPhones. There we go, quick studio, quick setup tour. I cannot really take you to a tour right now because the camera, I'm using a webcam that's connected to my MacBook Pro, but I'll be doing the special video at the beginning of January or by the end of January, so definitely stay tuned for that special video. So special video coming in January. iOS 13 dark mode, that would be cool. What's your opinion on Apple before Steve Jobs' demise and after Steve Jobs? So you mean before he was fired or before he left? Anyway. Yeah, Apple's an interesting company because, I don't know. So ever since Tim Cook, Apple's more valuable, way more valuable than they were in Steve Jobs' era. Now with Tim Cook, so they made so much more money with Tim Cook in charge. But at the same time, they increased their prices heavily. So did you guys know that in 2018, Apple had the lowest number of iPhone sales since, I think it was 2015, since 2015 or 2014. So they had some really, really low iPhone sale numbers. However, they made the most amount of profit for iPhone sales since they had the highest price. So, you know, they're still making a lot of money. They're just not selling. Pretty much, yes. Tim Cook is a businessman. Steve Jobs was an innovator. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I do agree. Different strengths. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Steve Jobs even said that Tim Cook was the man that made calculated financial decisions. So he was the man that, you know, could make more money than Steve Jobs could. And Steve Jobs was the person that had all the ideas for the products. And then he had teams that, you know, turned those ideas into reality. Tips on speaking fluent English without an accent as your second language. I mean, I do have an accent, obviously. I don't know. I mean, in my case, copyright strike updates, I'll give you that in a second. So, I don't know. In my case, I watched a lot of cartoons when I was young, and all of those cartoons were in English. They weren't translated. So that's how I learned a lot of English. And then, you know, in school, it was strange for me because I never really studied for English, like, ever. But I got some really, really high marks. Like, I was always really good with languages and that kind of stuff. And then when I moved to the UK, that voice crack though. So when I moved to the UK, obviously I started speaking English on a daily basis, and, you know, it got better from there. Copyright strike updates. Okay, Alexander Ernst. So I really want to make a video on this. I really want to make a video on the copyright strike situation because there's a few more tech YouTubers and YouTubers in general that were affected by this, and I think I want to talk about those things, those cases as well, not just mine. In terms of my situation, the copyright strike is gone, by the way, guys. So we are now copyright strike free. That's cool. But again, it's one of those things where I just waited it out. Whereas I could just, you know, I could have countered the copyright strike, which I didn't. You know, I'll make an updated video on that. And MacBooks with touchscreens, how likely? Very unlikely. Apple said that they're not really into. They've actually tried, so they prototyped MacBooks with touchscreens, and they don't like them. And I kind of. So the thing is, it's really difficult to make a UI that's both optimized for touchscreen and also for mouse and keyboard support. Like, take a look at, I don't know, the Surface, the Microsoft Surfaces. So when you disconnect the keyboard, it switches into this Windows tablet mode, which kind of changes the UI, which is cool. But in terms of touch input and accidental touch rejection, it's really, really bad. Like, it's horrible. It's really bad. So the best way to approach this is to have a tablet like the iPad Pro, and then when you connect the keyboard and the mouse, to automatically boot into something like macOS, but to keep the same accidental palm rejection tech from iOS. Do you know ZONEofTECH? I know his channel. I think I've seen a few videos of his. macOS could not work with touchscreen No, it doesn't support touch natively. No. It doesn't support touch. iPhone or Android. This is a really complicated. So I use both. I really use both. Pixel 3 XL as my main Android device right now, and also the iPhone XS Max. United Kingdom. What's the best laptop for under 1K? Best laptop for under 1K? Well, definitely not a MacBook, because all MacBooks, apart from the really old MacBook Air, which for some reason Apple's still selling, that's £999. So under 1K, the best one would be the Asus ZenBooks are really, really good. And the Lenovo Yoga Pads, those are amazing as well. You can even find some second-hand ones, some used ones for under 1,000. I might make a video on this. Best 2018 laptops in December. Must support for the iPad Pro soon. Maybe in iOS 13. I wouldn't really count on that. Maybe iOS 14. Maybe. Which MacBook should be great for Sims 4 and light photoshopping? MacBook Pro 13. I mean, it depends on your budget. Obviously, if you want to get... What are your thoughts on Article 13? Hey, Viper. My thoughts on Article 13. I want to make a video on that. I really want to make... I have a lot of thoughts on that, and I really, really, really want to make a video on that. Long story short, a lot of people don't realize that Article 13 is something that will affect all creators. A lot of people think that, oh, no, it's just for the European Union. We don't really care about that, but this is huge. Like, if you're a US YouTuber and you make, you know, content from the US, keep in mind that most of your audience, I'm guessing, like my audience, about 40% of my audience is from the US, but 60% is from outside US. And I'm guessing if you're a US creator, you have similar numbers to me, I'm guessing. About, I know, 40-50% is from the US and the rest is from outside. Imagine if all of that outside was gone. Just think about that. Obviously, if you're in the EU, like if you're in any country that's in the EU, then in that case you won't be able to upload. It's complicated. It's very complicated. I want to make a separate video on this. I really, really want to make a separate explained in-depth video on this, because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but this is huge. This is huge. And what's even more interesting is that YouTube chooses to block those videos. It's not the European Union. So there's a law in the European Union, and based on that law, YouTube decided to block the videos. So they could decide not to do that, and they would have to pay a lot of fines, a lot of money. But did you put a Christmas tree up in your apartment? Not yet. Please say my name. Abd? I don't know at the end. Where are you from? I'm from Romania. You might have to move to the States. I mean, you can use VPNs and that kind of stuff. You don't really have to move. Has the membership count gone up? Let me just check. Not in this video. Not since this live stream. But yeah, guys, if you want to become a member, there's a join button. I'm not sure if you can see it in the stream, but there's a join button, and fortunately, do you have to pay? I cannot select an option in which you do not have to pay, so YouTube chooses this. It's $5 a month or £5 a month. I cannot select the prices, unfortunately. You support a channel and you get, oh, there you go, boy, you are a genius, donated 99 cents. Cool, thank you. So you pay $5 a month. I cannot choose this price, unfortunately. I would lower it to like $1. And you get access to some pretty cool features, such as, do you see how, for example, Kudrin Valentin, he has his name in bold green and he has a badge, so he's a member, which is pretty cool. Thank you. So you get things like that. So it's easier for me to read your comments in the live stream. They immediately stand out. So that's one of the perks you get. And you get those badges that, you know, evolve over time and you support a channel. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'll come up with some new perks in the future, some more perks. Overall setup, MacBook Air plus iPad Pro, or MacBook Pro 13-inch plus 2018 iPad. 2018 iPad, you mean the baseline 2018 iPad? I would go with a MacBook Pro. What's your first language? Romanian. English is my second. I do speak a bit of French as well. That's it. Which TV do you have? So I have the LG OLED B7. The 2017 OLED 55-inch. YouTube job at Apple. What do you mean? I almost worked for Apple, fun fact. I think maybe I'll make a video on that, I don't know. I almost worked for Apple at one point. Un peu de français. ECG feature on the Apple Watch Series 4. I'm not sure when that's going to be enabled. I'm really not sure. Say a Romanian sentence. Nu știu exact ce să zic. Sincer. Maybe this one. Best MacBook Pro software for development in terms of price and performance. MacBook Pro 13-inch. I'll make a video. So there's a video that I've actually made this week, but I couldn't upload it, so it was a sponsored video. I mean, not a full sponsored video, but there was a sponsor in that video, and we didn't get the approval in time, so I couldn't post it, unfortunately, this week. Anyway, it's a comparison, a really in-depth comparison between the MacBook Pro 13-inch and the MacBook Air, and that's coming out next week, as soon as it's approved. I'm hoping that it's on Tuesday. Why is Apple pricing higher in India? I mean, it's the same thing everywhere. Apple is the cheapest in the US. Like in the UK, if you, I don't know, a 1.3K MacBook, say $1.3K $1,000 in MacBook in the US costs literally the same in the UK. So there's a 1-to-1 conversion ratio for Apple products from the US to the UK, which is not that great. Will iOS 13 bring a design overhaul? That's rumored, yeah. Why don't you try to make videos about your lifestyle? My lifestyle is boring, guys. I'm on the office like all day, every day, most of the weekends. I don't really do anything interesting. I do travel now and then. I actually ordered a DJI Mavic 2 Pro drone. I had the Mavic 1. DJI sent that over last year. They didn't want to send over the Mavic 2 this year. I don't know why. So I bought it. And yeah, I'm going to travel a bit. So follow me on Instagram, @ZONEofTECH, guys. I wish I could post some cards, but @ZONEofTECH on Instagram. Follow me there. And I'll be posting some drone shots around December. Did you go to university? University, yeah. Did computer science and computer system engineering. Isn't the USA the prices without taxes? Yeah, that's true. So in the US, if you look at the MacBook prices or any Apple prices, they don't have the taxes put in. So that's one of the differences. They don't have the taxes. Are we going to Romania this Christmas? Yeah, I'm actually good. Yeah, I am going. Going to find a good place to fly my drone and take some nice shots. Fries and Red Bull for breakfast again. Well, I have my Red Bull. No, I just had a Subway. Subway for breakfast and lunch. And then Red Bull for water. Google Pixel versus Huawei Mate Pro for selfies. Depends on which Pixel, to be honest. You mean the first Pixel? Because the first Pixel is pretty bad. I mean, it's not that great anymore. Apple in 2019, better than in 2018. Have you ever been to the US? No, I haven't been to the US actually, like ever. Any fan meeting in Romania? I'm not sure a lot of Romanians are watching my videos too. You know, to do a meetup. That would be cool. That would be strange. But yeah, I think I would do it. Let's see. Drink pure water. I also have some smart water. There we go, guys. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth included. 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Pretty good. Hey, thanks for the donation, boy. You are a genius. Second donation. With autonomous cars like Model 3, can kids drive? Not yet. Not yet. It's illegal, obviously. But at some point in the future, once the cars, because the thing is, with, let me just fix my chair. So with driverless, with automatic cars, autonomous cars. With autonomous cars, the really cool thing is that if all cars were autonomous and smart, like, you know, smartphones are, the cars are still really dumb, they would be able to communicate one to another. So imagine all the cars being able to talk to one another on the highway, and, you know, they will be able to tell that, oh, I'm gonna turn right, so the cars behind that car will will react based on that. So, and once that happens, then yeah, kids will be able to drive, as in they will be, you know, just seated in the vehicle, and the vehicle will just drive itself. Do you have pets? Not really, but kinda, no. So I have 2 pugs, but my mom has them in Romania. So I don't really have them here, but yeah, I do see them whenever I go back. Why can't iPads replace laptops? Check out my video on the iPad Pro versus MacBook Pro. It's honestly, it's not the performance, it's the software. The software is the main issue with the iPad Pros. Is the iMac Retina 4K with 1 TB better than the 2018 13-inch MacBook Pro? Depends in what way. Performance-wise, they're about the same. The iMac is a bit faster, the 4K one. It depends on what CPU model, which processor you go with, which option. But yeah, even the cooling is better in an iMac. Obviously, it's not portable. Why did you move? Why did I move? You mean to the UK? I studied here. So that's why. Any special video for 1 million subs? Yeah. So I'm doing something very, very special for 1 million subs. I'm doing something special in January, so keep that in mind. Special January video. And then once I hit 1 million subs, I'll be doing something even more special than the January one. And it's gonna be a multi-part series. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't want to spoil it. Maybe. Maybe. What's your opinion about iPad? I hate you. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. What's your opinion about the iPad 2019? You mean the iPad Pro or the cheap iPad? I'm really hoping that the cheap iPad, the entry-level iPad, is gonna switch to a bezel-less design. That's what I really want. So, okay, let's ban some inappropriate comments. Sorry about that, guys. But okay. Do you ever trust self-driving cars? Yeah, that's a tricky one. If I would ever trust self-driving cars, I think I would trust the self-driving car more than I would trust a random driver, like a random human driver. You look tired. I'm not really tired right now. Like, I'm really rested. This is me being rested. MacBook plus iPad or Surface Book 2. I would go for Surface Pro, to be honest. I'm actually using my Surface Pro. I've done the review 2 weeks ago. So I'm actually using my Surface Pro 6 as my replacement for both my 12-inch MacBook and my iPad Pro, and I actually love it. It's really laggy, like really laggy. It doesn't even compare to iOS or macOS. It's very, very laggy. But at least it, you know, does both of the things that the iPad Pro does and the 12-inch MacBook. How long have you been doing YouTube? Well, I started ZONEofTECH in 2012, so 6 years ago, which is crazy. Why don't you open a website about tech? I don't know, maybe you go to ZONEofTECH.com, you'll see that it's in construction, working on that. So what's your opinion on the Lenovo Yoga 920? It's a really good laptop, the 920, yep. It's an interesting spec-wise, 4K display, pen input, 8th generation, the latest one. You know Skeppy? No, I don't know Skeppy. Would you trust artificial intelligence AI in the workplace? Well, we all already use AI. Like every single one of us. There's a lot of... It depends on what you mean by AI. If you mean proper AI, or the AI that everyone talks about, like, you know, the IBM Watson and so on. It's proper AI, like in the movies, that one doesn't exist yet. And yes, I would trust it. Again, I would trust it more than I would trust a random person who I do not know that well. Leaks for the next iPhone. Yeah, I've done a video a while ago. What do you think about George Buchnich? That's a good question. So in Romania, there's a really famous tech reviewer, George Buhnic, and I don't think he knows me. Probably not. 'Cause not a lot of people know that I'm Romanian. I don't really, speak in Romanian. I don't really promote this or anything. So a lot of Romanians are shocked that I'm Romanian. And George is the biggest one in Romania. But all of his videos are in Romanian, so most of his audience is Romanian, whereas most of my audience is not Romanian. Do you think the Samsung Galaxy S10 will be the best smartphone of 2019? I'll do a few more videos on the S10. Realistically, design-wise, it could be. If Samsung pulls off the Infinity O display, then yeah, definitely. If you're talking AI, you're talking Google Duplex. Again, it depends on what you mean by AI, because if you mean the proper AI that you see in the movies, then that AI doesn't exist yet. If you mean AI as in, even Google Drive, even Google Docs has some sort of AI. What's the legal drinking age? Depends on the country. You're much better than Buhnic. To be honest, I don't really watch his videos because I don't really watch his videos. I feel like it's weird watching tech videos in Romanian. I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't do them in Romanian. I mean, it's mostly for the audience. Suggest me an entry-level camera gear for YouTube. Just your smartphone, honestly. Your smartphone is better than any DSLR you can buy for that amount of money. And most smartphones can do 4K video today. And what's really cool about smartphones is that the processor inside your smartphone is way more powerful than any processor inside any DSLR camera. And that's by a lot. It's a long story as to why that is, but long story short, if Apple, let's say Apple spends $1 billion on designing the Apple A12 processor. It's probably more than that. But when I'm talking about designing, I'm talking about just designing, not manufacturing the processor. So they spent about $1 billion. I don't know the exact figure, I'm just saying, as an example. And they'll make that $1 billion in sales in like a month, 2 months. So they got their money back. Whereas if Panasonic, for example, if they spend not even $1 billion, but let's say 500 million on designing a really good chip, they won't have 500 million sales in 2 months. They'll have 500 million in sales in maybe 2 years on that camera. So it's not really worth it. And this is why if you take a photo with a smartphone, like your, iPhone 10 or even iPhone 7, in auto mode, it's going to look better than auto mode on something like the GH5, which is really, really funny and interesting. But yeah. Yeah, so long story short, if you want to take really good shots, photos quickly, then use your smartphone. And if you want to take some really professional shots that you'll have more time to play around with, then in that case, get a DSLR. PewDiePie or T-Series, PewDiePie. The new Lion King. Oh yeah, I've seen the trailer. Yeah, I've seen the new trailer of Lion King. I've used to watch that thing. I've seen that like 6 times when I was a kid. It's crazy. So when I was really young, I lived in France for like almost a year. So yeah, I did 1 year of kindergarten in school in France. Anyway, so I was renting a place. I mean, my mom was renting a place, and the landlord, he had a really cool computer with a really cool racing wheel. That was awesome. I used to play that on that like crazy. And he also had Lion King. So I used to watch Lion King like almost every week. So I've seen it like, I remember watching it at least 6 times, but maybe even more than that. I loved it. Yeah. It was obviously on VHS back then. But yeah, DSLR for low light. Yeah, definitely. But again, it's one of those things where if you want to take a really, really good shot, let's say you're getting your tripod, you're going outside, and you want to take an astral photography shot, you know what I mean? You want to shoot the stars. In that case, you know, you take all of your equipment out and you spend about 30 minutes or even an hour trying to get a perfect shot. Whereas with a smartphone, you just point, shoot, and boom, you got a shot in like a few seconds. So it's a different story. How long have you been living in the UK for? 6 years now. That's crazy. Jesus, 6 years. Feel old, guys. MacBook Pro 2016 13-inch, no touch bar instead of MacBook Air 2018. You mean MacBook Pro 2017? If you buy them brand new, the 2017 is the same price as the MacBook Air, £50 more. Video on that coming next week. What camera do you use to film? I use an 80D. I use a Panasonic GH5. I know the Canon 80D. Yeah, it's a really good camera. Thoughts on Elon Musk? I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about Elon Musk. Like, literally just... He's one of the few people that... He dreams big. And he's also doing his best to achieve his dreams. And yeah, so far so good. He's a huge inspiration, yeah. Who manufactures Apple's iPhone camera? I think it's the Sony sensor in the iPhone XS. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but I've read that it's a Sony sensor. Usually it's either Sony or Samsung. What video editing software do you use? Final Cut Pro 10. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just a few people swearing and abusing the comments, so I have to ban those people. MacBook Pro 2016, 13 versus MacBook. Okay, so 2016. Yeah, even the 2016 MacBook Pro is better than the 2018 MacBook Air. Thoughts on YouTubers being biased? I don't know. It depends. If you mean tech YouTubers, then you should always... I always try to be as unbiased as possible. Like, if you've ever seen one of my reviews, my full reviews, that's the ones I'm talking about. And even my comparisons, I'm always pointing out both the advantages and the disadvantages. So yeah, being unbiased is very, very important. Thoughts on Article 13. Again, I'll make a separate video on that. Lots of stuff to talk about. What is the best gaming laptop and which specs? The best, so honestly, okay, so in terms of the best gaming laptop, I would go for the Razer Blade 15. Like, definitely. It's really thin, really powerful. That's the one I would go with. Great design, really thin, amazing performance. Do MacBook Pros have the best laptop's display and battery life? They do have the best battery life for a Pro 15-inch laptop, definitely. If they have the best display, in terms of color reproduction, they do have the best display, color reproduction-wise. In terms of resolution, no. Is Apple TV worth it? Depends on which one. 4K. You cannot watch 4K YouTube on an Apple TV 4K because YouTube only supports 4K content on Google's VP9, which the Apple TV does not support, or any Apple devices. So that sucks. That's why if you have a MacBook, you cannot watch 4K content. So yeah. Will I be able to run Autodesk Inventor 2019 on a Surface Pro 6? Yep. Any plans to have ZONEofTECH t-shirts? Maybe. Okay, so if I were to make t-shirts, and not just t-shirts, what would you guys want to see on those shirts? Like, what designs, or even what kind of stuff? Because personally, I don't really care that much about t-shirts. Like, you can probably tell that I don't wear t-shirts that often. Sometimes I do, but personally I prefer shirts. But nuts. No, honestly, not just t-shirts, but if I were to make some merch, like any merch, it could be literally anything. Realistically, you know, not a car or anything like that. But what would you guys want to see? ZONEofTECH logo, okay. You should make some hoodies. Yeah, t-shirts are boring. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, I feel like t-shirts are a bit your face. No, I'm not gonna make anything with my face. That's weird. If you're gonna make t-shirts, you can design it with your logo's banners. That's the plan. Yeah, I'm not making any shirts or anything with my face. That's awkward. No way. Oh, by the way, guys, fun fact. A few years ago, about 2 years ago, I've actually found some ZONEofTECH merch on Amazon. Not even joking. I didn't make them. Someone was selling ZONEofTECH merch on Amazon. A hat, a t-shirt, I believe there was a hoodie as well. I'm not even joking, yeah. And obviously I didn't make those, and that person was... I didn't get any commission or anything, so that was messed up. So I have no idea how they got the logo. So they got the previous logo. And I spoken to Amazon, they took the store down. I don't think anyone bought those, to be honest. But they were there on Amazon, so. What's your hidden talent? I have a few. How's your day going? Pretty good. Pretty good. Doing a live stream, which you can probably tell. Make about games in PS4. You mean some ZONEofTECH games on PS4. I made a few, at least one game. How do you find Red Dead Redemption 2? I haven't played it. I've read about it. Do you like the Surface Studio design? Yeah, it's a good design. Volume too low, bro. You mean my volume or the music volume? Because I can increase my volume, but at the same time, that voice crack though. At the same time, you can, you know, increase your volume. Okay, so I've increased the actual volume. What's your reaction about the MacBook Pro with the Vega 20? Video on that, maybe next week, maybe not. It is coming next week, spoiler. I'm making a video on that. Yeah, I'm obviously pissed off that Apple... I spent £4,000 on a maxed out, without the storage, MacBook Pro in the end of July. And then 2 months later, Apple releases something that's better, but they knew that they were going to release something that's better only 2 months after. So usually Apple releases a new MacBook every year, or even more than a year, but now they've done it in 2 months. So that's really annoying, and they're not even allowing you to upgrade, which is annoying. So video on that next week. What feature would you add to next year's iPhone? I wouldn't add a feature, I would remove one, and that's the notch. I would remove the notch. What console gaming PC do you have? I have 2 proper PCs, but I don't really game on those. I use them for work, rendering and that kind of stuff. So in terms of consoles, I have a PS4 Pro. Are you getting the Mac Pro 2019? I think so. If it doesn't cost like 100K, then yeah. If it's a 99, I'm getting it. Any plans on moving to the United States? Maybe. Maybe. Flexible display on iPhone, that would be cool. They actually have some patents. Maybe a video in a few weeks. They do have some patents on that, yeah. Expectations for the Galaxy S10. Well, the Infinity O display, that's the biggest change. So design-wise. 2016 MacBook Pro, yeah, already answered that. MacBook Pro 2016 is better than the MacBook Air 2018. Which one's better, Premiere Pro or Final Cut? It depends. Premiere Pro is a bit more advanced in terms of features and what you can do with it. Final Cut Pro is much faster in terms of performance. So you can export a video, like even stabilization. If you want to stabilize a, 10-second clip, in Final Cut it takes about 3 seconds, 2 seconds. In Premiere it can take like 8 minutes. So there's a massive difference in performance between Premiere and Final Cut Pro. So it depends on what you want. Final Cut Pro relies a lot on extensions and plugins, such as motion, compressor, and lots of third-party plugins that you have to pay for. Whereas Premiere Pro has a lot of those things built in, but performance is pretty bad. So yeah, depends on what you need. Features or something that's really fast. What do you think of the Galaxy Watch? You said over 10 times. I will do a video about this. Many videos coming soon, yeah. Stay tuned for some cool videos next week. Thinking of buying a regular iPad for £300, is it worth getting? I would say not now. I would wait for the March upgrade, which is coming, in a few months. So don't buy it yet. Which program do you use to make your thumbnail? Photoshop. Any rumors about the AirPods 2? Nothing that I haven't talked about. So literally same design as the AirPods 1 with Hey Eerie support. I'm not going to say the command because I'm going to activate your devices and also my devices. I have so many of them here. So the Siri command is coming with the new AirPods. Better battery life, much better. With a new WE3 chip. And possibly water resistant case. That's pretty much it. Should companies start making their own SoC? Your take on it? Yes and no. I mean, right now, the only companies that are making their own SoC are Samsung and Apple. And literally the only ones. And then, you have Qualcomm, but there's no Qualcomm smartphone. Like, a smartphone that's designed by Qualcomm. So Samsung is the only manufacturer and Apple that make their own SoC. They design and make their own. Well, Apple doesn't really make their own SoC. Apple licenses the manufacturing to TSMC. iMac 27-inch 2017 supports 4K resolution for Windows 10. I think it got an update. Yeah, I think it does now. Yeah, it wasn't supporting 5K resolution at the beginning, but then it got an update. I am blind, Carlos says. My question, do you only reply to people that pay you and stuff? What do you mean? I tried joining, but I'm also poor. No? I mean, what do you mean? You mean members? It's easier to see comments from members, but, I've seen your comments. So, no. I'm replying to everyone. I don't have, 100 members yet. Where's my mouse? Oh, no, my mouse, I think... No, it's back. For a second there, I thought it discharged, but no. I bought the iPhone XR. Is it worth it? Oh, so you already bought it. Yeah. It is worth it. Honestly, it is worth it more than the iPhone XS. That's for sure. You should start reviewing laptops too. You're one of the YouTubers who does detailed comparison reviews. I've done reviews on the MacBook. So the MacBook Air review is coming next week. I've done a review on the Surface Pro 6. Surface Laptop 2 review is also coming soon. So yeah, I'm starting to focus more on laptops because that's actually what interests me more. Thoughts on LumaFusion? It's great. Much better than iMovie. That's the best video editing software for the iPad. It's pretty good. iPad Pro 2018, 64 gigabytes sufficient. I mean, you know better if it's sufficient for you. I would say no. You buy an iPad Pro, I'm guessing not to watch movies on it. And even if you watch movies, I feel like 64 gigabytes is not enough. So Exynos versus Snapdragon, Exynos is better. Yep, Exynos is ahead of Snapdragon. Or Qualcomm in that case. What macOS device should I buy if I want to try the system? If you want to try it, well, you can buy anything and then return it. You have 2 weeks to return it back to Apple, so you can try that. You can try anything. And if you want to, buy it and keep it, then I would actually start with a laptop. I don't know. The Mac Mini is a good option, but I feel like the Mac Mini is now focused more towards professionals with 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. So I wouldn't go for a Mac Mini. I would actually go for maybe a MacBook Pro 2017. 8K video, what's the point? Yeah, so something interesting, and I actually mentioned this in my previous Galaxy S10 video, is that the new Snapdragon processor is rumored, Snapdragon Exynos, sorry, that would be included in the S10. That's rumored, I mean, it's not rumored, it's actually confirmed. It supports 8K encoding and decoding at 30 frames per second. So you can actually watch and also record 8K video in 30 frames per second. Now, if you want to record 8K video with a camera, you need, I think it's like 30 something megapixels, 33, 32, something like that, which Samsung could easily include. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is too large for thumbnails. 8K. Yeah. Why didn't you publicly announce the winners on Instagram? I got in touch with the winners for the mouse cases directly, and I made some posts on the stories, Instagram stories. I didn't want to be honest, I didn't want to make a post, an image post with the winners, and then I would have had to delete a post because I don't like the design of it. I wouldn't have liked the design of it, if you know what I mean. I don't want to ruin the Instagram with random posts. I want to keep everything looking good and consistent, so that's why. Do you think Apple would bring Xcode for the iPad? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Why they introduce 8K video while we're stuck in Quad HD Plus? Well, the thing is, on a smartphone, even a Quad HD Plus display, so there you go. This is the iPhone XR, right? This has a sub 1080p display. This is 868p, I think. There we go. iPhone XR. And then here I have the iPhone. There you go. Here I have the iPhone XS. And this one has a Quad HD display. It's a bit higher than Quad HD. And the iPhone XR has a 868p display. Now, if you hold them side by side from the normal viewing distance, you cannot really see the pixels on any of them. So they look identical in terms of sharpness. So the idea is you cannot really tell the difference on a smartphone between, you know, a close to 1080p display and the Quad HD display anyway. So there's no point in having an 8K display on a smartphone. If you do have an 8K display on a smartphone, that would be insane for VR. So VR would be, you know, a huge win for us on an 8K display smartphone. But other than that, 8K displays or even 4K displays or even Quad HD displays on a smartphone, they're nice to have, but you cannot really tell the difference unless you look at those displays like really, really close. What TV shows are you watching currently? I actually started watching what's it called? The Origin. It's on YouTube Premium, by the way. I don't have YouTube Premium yet. It's pretty cool. It's on an alien spaceship. I mean, you know, a human spaceship, but there's an alien maybe on board. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then I've also seen The Haunting of the Hill House. What's your favorite ice cream? My favorite ice cream is the chocolate fudge brownies from Ben & Jerry. That's so good. That's amazing. Are you Apple Pro's cousin? You mean everything Apple Pro's cousin? No, I'm not. Your favorite Apple product of all time? That will actually be my 2013 15-inch MacBook Pro with the Retina display. That was insane because before that I had the 2011 13-inch thick boy MacBook Pro, and the new one was so good. Like, the new one had a Retina display, right? It had a really thin design. It had full flash storage. It had a dedicated GPU. It had 4 cores, a quad-core processor. So yeah, that thing was insane compared to my previous one. So that still remains the most significant upgrade I've had in a device forever. Way bigger than from the iPhone 8 to the iPhone 10. What's your favorite gaming system? PS4 Pro. I just wish it could do, you know, 4K 60, proper 4K 60. That would be cool. Favorite pizza? I do like Domino's, but I also like proper Italian pizzas. There's a really cool pizzeria in Rome, Buffetti. So if you guys are in Rome, you check out Buffetti. Tell them I sent you. iPhone SE in 2018. Your view? Don't buy it. That's my view. Can you have normal Apple Watch faces on the Apple Watch Nike Plus? Yeah. So that's the thing. It's really weird. Apple sells the regular Apple Watch and then also the Nike Plus edition. And the Nike Plus costs the same as the aluminum Apple Watch, but the Nike Plus gives you extra watch faces, which you cannot get on the normal model, but they cost the same and you get more features. So why not buy the Nike Plus model? However, you use the Xiaomi phone. I haven't really had... I've used a few in store, but I've never had one. At least I don't think so. No, I haven't had one for a long period of time. Should I buy the AirPods? No, not yet. You're lucky that you aren't getting Article 13 in your country. So Article 13 affects every single YouTuber. Trust me, every single one. Not just the European Union. Every single one. That's why I want to make a video on this, because a lot of people think that, oh, it only affects the European Union. So if I'm not in the European Union, I don't care. But it's a huge, huge deal. It will affect every single YouTuber, every single channel, every single viewer. So it's huge. I'll be making an explain video on this soon. Why PS4 Pro? Why not Xbox One X? I've had a PS3, then upgraded to the PS4, then a PS4 Pro, so I'm in the Sony ecosystem. I like PlayStation. Thoughts on the Huawei Mate 20? I really want to get my hands on one. How and why did you decide to start a YouTube channel? So I started ZONEofTECH back in 2012, but I actually created the brand in 2011, so a year before that. So yeah, 7 years. I was always obsessed with tech. I was always the guy that everyone asked, you know, for tech advice and that kind of stuff. So in reality, I just wanted a channel, a place where I could put videos that I wanted to do and just keep them as a private collection, if you know what I mean. I mean, the videos were still public, but no one was watching them. So it was, think of it as a Facebook album. That was pretty much what ZONEofTECH was initially for me. And then it just grew, but I never expected it to grow, like ever. So it's crazy. Price for the AirPods 2, any leaks? They should be either the same or a tiny bit more expensive. They're not getting cheaper, sorry guys. 8 series chip on a MacBook. Yes, I'll make a separate video. Guess what? I said A series. And you know who activated. Our one and only friend Siri. Great. So, is any Windows trackpad better than Mac's? Nope. No Windows trackpad is better than the trackpad on the Macs. Unfortunately, nothing. Nothing even comes close. Your suggestions to budding YouTubers. What do you mean by budding YouTubers? I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? Budding YouTubers? iPhone 7 or Plus? I would go to Plus. I was always into smaller form factor smartphones for a long time, and then I got a 7 Plus because it came with a dual camera module on the back, and it was the first significant difference between the smaller model and the Plus one, so that's why I got a 7 Plus. And once I got a Plus, even though it was a huge device, I couldn't go back. Specs for the next MacBook Pro. Well, you know, Intel's 9th generation processors. Sale mode, of course. Do you recommend a PS4 over the Xbox One X? It depends on what you want. Do you want 4K 60 games or 4K 30? Xbox One X in that case. If you want exclusives like God of War, that kind of stuff, get a PS4 Pro. I would honestly go for the PS4 Pro for the exclusives. Siri or Alexa? I haven't really used Alexa, by the way. I've used Siri, I've used Google Now, I've used Bixby. Of course, I couldn't get away from Bixby, but in terms of which one's better, again, I haven't used Alexa. I've used Cortana. I haven't used Alexa. Do you ever come to London? Yep, I go to London quite a few times a year. Have you ever played God of War 4? God of War? Yeah. Finished God of War twice. This new one. Awesome game. Amazing. Everything. Graphics, story, especially the story gameplay. PS5 leaks. Yeah, I'll make a video on that. I think it's coming in 2 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, PS5 is coming. It's gonna be announced in 2019. There we go. Hey guys, what laptop should I get for 3D modeling? It depends on what you use for 3D modeling. So what software do you use? And depending on that. Because some software requires a more powerful CPU, some require a more powerful GPU. So, are you MKBHD's stepson? MKBHD is the same age as I am. So that wouldn't be possible. What do you think of the Galaxy Watch? Please read my comments. Do you buy any tech stocks? What video editor? A Final Cut Pro. Mac or Windows? I prefer Mac OS. Once you go Mac OS, you cannot go back OS. Switch or Xbox One X? Again, I don't really see, maybe it's just me, but I don't really see the points of the Switch. So it's very underpowered. I know that it's portable, but the battery life isn't that great. Maybe that's just me. I don't see the point of it. MacBook Air 2018, 8 gigabytes of RAM or 16 gigabytes of RAM. It depends on what you want to use it for. I would go for 16, but at the same time, I would go for a MacBook Pro. So, yeah. Linux. Yeah, I've used about 3 distributions of Linux. Fedora, Ubuntu, and there was a custom one that we had at uni. Also Mint. What do you think? Should I MacBook Air or Mac Mini? Depends on what you want to use it for, really. Mac Mini, I would say. Depends on what. Apple Watch Series 5. Apple Watch Series 5. Most likely, it's gonna have the same design as the Series 4. Same Series 4 design, and probably a glucose monitoring sensor. What did you study in uni? Computer science and computer system engineering. Who will win? PewDiePie or T-Series? T-Series will win. I hope PewDiePie will win, though. Will Apple continue producing the iPhone XR for the 2019 lineup? Yes. They would be updating the XR. That would be my prediction. What did you buy on Black Friday? What did I buy on Black Friday? Let's see. What did I buy on Black Friday? I think I bought a sandwich. If you block the membership customer, would they be billed? I can block the comments, but they can still watch the videos. So if they swear, you know, and they say something, I can block the comments. And I have filters for swears and that kind of stuff, which sometimes some swears don't get picked up. What do you think about Kia cars? I'm not really into cars. Sorry, guys. I'm not really a car person. Yeah, I'm not really a car person. Yeah, I don't have a car, unfortunately. I don't need a car. Hey, Victor, thanks for the tip. What do you mean when you say iOS is what stops iPads from replacing laptops anyway? Well, so the thing is, iOS is very, very limited. It's very, very, very limited. So in performance-wise, the iPad Pro is more powerful than the maxed out 2017 15-inch MacBook Pro, which comes with the Intel 7920HQ processor, which is the top-of-the-line laptop processor that Intel makes. So performance-wise, the iPad Pro is very, very impressive. Keep in mind that this performance is without even a cooler. Think about that. The iPad Pro doesn't have a cooler. It's a fanless processor that outperforms the top-of-the-line processor found in a laptop from Intel from last year. And it's really close to this year's processors as well. So performance-wise, it's definitely there. Oh, wow. Thanks, Bradley. Jesus, that's a huge donation. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Jesus. Okay, thanks. Thanks, dude. You shouldn't have to, but thank you. So yeah, going back to the iPad. That's the thing. The performance-wise, it's there, but let's say you want to do some video editing, right? If you want to do some video editing, you might want to import some files. Now, you cannot connect external hard drives, which sucks. So the only way to import files to an iPad is literally by connecting an SD card. So you can do that, but if you want to import files from a hard drive or from a server, for example, that's what I do, then I cannot do that. So that sucks. That really, really sucks on the iPad. So you're very, very limited. And then it doesn't support mouse, so you need to use your finger or the pencil, which is really slow. And, you know, even iMovie and even LumaFusion, they don't support a lot of keyboard commands that Final Cut supports. So you can do... What do you think about Jonathan Morrison's videos on music production on the iPad Pro? Okay, so for music production, I feel like the iPad Pro is much more intuitive than for video production, because you can touch, you know, you can actually touch the keyboard, you can see the instruments, you can, you know, even play the guitar on the iPad. So that's really cool. So I've actually made a few songs on the iPad Pro. I haven't done those on the MacBook because Logic Pro 10 is very complex. Trust me, Logic Pro 10 is way more complex than Final Cut Pro is. It doesn't even compare. So So yeah, in terms of music production, I feel like the iPad Pro is way better and way more intuitive than using a laptop. Not better, more intuitive. Do you have a HomePod? Yes, I do. Another reason to do more live streams. Any ZONEofTECH merchandise coming? Like I said, let me know in the comments, guys, in the live stream comments, what sort of merch would you want to see? Like, honestly, what sort of merch would you guys want to see? Because, you know, some of you want t-shirts. Don't think about t-shirts. Everyone, you know, says t-shirts because everyone's doing t-shirts. But what else? I really want to hear what else. If I could make anything, realistically, I'm not going to make cars or trucks and that kind of stuff. Nuts and popcorn. Okay, so actual ZONEofTECH branded nuts and ZONEofTECH branded popcorn. Not realistic. What would you want to see? iPhone cases, toothbrush. There we go. Phone cases, toothbrush, sign posters. Yeah, I would sign posters. Not sure what a poster would be of your face. I'm not gonna put my face on anything. That's just weird. Imagine putting your face on stuff and selling that. That's weird. ZONEofTECH case merch. ZONEofTECH merch. Try to make iPhone cases. Yeah, so phone cases is something that I am considering. Stickers. Stickers is also something I'm considering. Yeah. Hoodies. Personally, I don't really wear hoodies. Like, I never wear hoodies. So, for me, the ZONEofTECH merch that I want to do is stuff that I use myself and stuff that I would like to use myself. So, shower curtains. There we go. Flag. What about pants? Pullovers. Yeah, so I really want to, whenever I do something, I want to do it properly. I don't like rushing things just for the sake of getting something out. So, mugs, iPhone cases, notebooks, signed logo card, boxers, headphones. Okay, yeah, there are a few. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated, and whatever it is, trust me, it's gonna be good. Stuff that I would use myself and stuff that I would comfortably recommend to other people. Backpacks. Yeah, for example, backpacks, yeah. Something cool. Something nice. Full sleeve shirts. Signed posters of your two cute pugs, yeah. Signed by both myself and the pugs. Yeah, there we go, that's a good idea. Wallets. Stylus pen. Cases or stickers. A vape. I don't smoke, guys, sorry about that. I'm not gonna sell vapes. I don't smoke. Don't do drugs or any of that kind of stuff. I'm a good guy. Good guy, Daniel. Phone case collaborations with mouse cases. Yeah, I've done that in the past. Your own brand of laptop. I would do that. That's a bit more complicated to do. So that's a bit more complicated. ZONEofTECH phone. That's also a bit more complicated to do. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that it's more complicated to do. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live stream pretty soon. There's that video that's going live today, so this is not everything for today. There's a new iPhone SE2 video that's coming out today at 9 p.m. UK time, so in 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So definitely stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's end the live stream. We'll end it in 5 minutes. We're gonna end it in 5 minutes. So let's see. Final questions. When's the next live stream? So I want to do these one live stream at the end of every month. So one live stream per month. One live stream per month in the last Saturday of the month. Why the last Saturday? People mostly prefer the weekends. And it's easier for me to do those on a Saturday. I think it's a win-win for everyone to have those on a Saturday. If I do those on a Friday night, I'm gonna be really tired. I have to do those in the evening anyways, the live streams, because of time zones. So every Saturday of the month, why don't you use Patreon? Maybe at some point. Yeah, next live stream is in December. Obviously, it's gonna be New Year's Eve. So I'll have to follow me on Twitter, guys, at ZONEofTECH. That's where I post updates on everything. Today's Sunday. Yeah, today's Sunday. It was scheduled. The live stream was scheduled for yesterday. And I was just really tired yesterday and I had to move it. So that's why it's today. Every Saturday, normally, unless I update you guys on Twitter that I'm not gonna do it. Favorite non-tech channels? Smosh, PewDiePie, you know, those entertainment ones. Make a ZONEofTECH app. Do you know of a country called India? Never heard of it? Yeah, of course I do. What is your best gaming laptop? Razer Blade 15, 2018. That's the best one, in my opinion. Best one in terms of both design and performance. Please say my name, Joyson Silveira. Do you use WeChat? No, I don't. Best Black Friday pickup. I mean, Black Friday is pretty much over. Cyber Monday is coming tomorrow. So, any reason YouTube didn't send notifications that you are live? Send a message to Susan Wojcinski, ask her about that. How's your computer science course? Oh, I'm done with that. Finished uni. Already graduated. OnePlus 6T, or should I wait for the OnePlus 7? Wait for the OnePlus 7. Say T series and Siri would open. Yeah, that is true. Please say my name too, Darren D. Do you like to travel? What countries have you visited? I've seen a few countries. Spain, France a few times. Let's see. Greece, Italy, that's 4. Obviously Romania, the UK, 6. A bit of Germany in a day. Doesn't really count. 7-ish, not really. Hello from Brazil. Hello. iPhone XR hit or flop? I don't know. I was wrong about the iPhone XR. Like I said that this thing would be selling like hot bread. And it's actually not, which is strange. I'm still surprised that it's not selling that well. So maybe with time, maybe in 2019 it will sell better. Say my name, Elio Chavez. What iPhone color do you like the most? The blue iPhone XR in terms of the XR colors, and then the space gray iPhones every day. Space gray, guys, for the win. Yeah, let's see. Dr. Dre beats or nah? I would say nah. The sound quality is okay, but you're paying the premium for the brand, and it's still the bass is just too high. Waiting for that fan meeting in Romania. Maybe at one point, yeah. Do a collab with Philip Corroy? I'm not sure who he is. I don't know him. I was born in Germany and also lived in England. We were in the Air Force. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Please say my Gian Cruz. You should visit Wales. Yeah. Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream in 1 minute. So if you have any last questions, then I'll answer those. Is Apple still making TV? I love your voice, thank you. I want to, upgrade the microphone, make everything sound better, so you should go to Shanghai. That's on my list. MacBook ARM. Yeah. Do you lift, bro? I don't lift. Unfortunately, no. I need to lift. Yeah, everyone needs to lift. Stay healthy. Hashtag stay healthy, everyone. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this one now. So yeah, thank you for watching. This has been really fun. Yeah, it's actually been really fun. Honestly, I love doing these. This is just my second live stream, my second proper live stream. Not really. But yeah, next one is at the end of December, around Christmas. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. So follow me on Twitter, ZONEofTECH. Because keep in mind, New Year's Eve is gonna be around the same time as, you know, the scheduled live stream. So yeah, next one is in December. Hey, thank you AGL, big fan from Brazil. Thanks a lot. But yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the video which is coming out today, an iPhone SE2 update with everything you need to know. That's coming out at 9 p.m. UK time, so in 2 hours and 39 minutes actually. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. And yeah, this has been pretty much it. So see you guys today in the actual video, and then next month in the live stream. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, @ZONEofTECH, Twitter, @ZONEofTECH. This has been pretty much it. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. 3, 2, 1. See ya.